Minister of Infrastructure and Development, Minister McPherson, he's coming from a DA. He revealed that there are people who want to take his life. There are people who are deterring him from doing investigation and trying to recover the 800 million that was lost in that department. Well, EFF, political party, have responded on this one. They released a letter which was released on which date? It was released on the 6th of April, 2025. We'll talk more about that letter as well, where EFF are saying, EFF condemns Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, Diane McPherson, abroad an irregular and partisan appointment to the senior positions in the government. Okay? So, what they're basically saying is, whilst you are complaining about people wanting to take your life, you yourself, you are not clean. You were busy condemning the ANC for hiring, they called it what? Cadre deployment. You were against cadre deployment. You wanted to get rid of the ANC, so you can avoid this cadre deployment thing. But you just given a piece of the pie, and you have employed your people. You are bringing in your people in those positions. I've got a counter argument that I can bring on the table, right? A counter argument to that will be, if you have a mission and a vision to achieve something, and you know for a fact that for me to achieve 1, 2, 3, 4, I need person 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because I can trust them and I know they've done it in the past and they are good at it. Well, I know you will say, but what's the vision? The vision is different. The DA may have its own different vision that I don't know. So I can't speak about their vision because I don't know. But I'm saying, whatever that vision may be, could it be that the reason they're employing these people is because they see that these we trust, we know for a fact that they will deliver our mandate. So let's hire people that we know they are going to deliver our mandate, rather than taking the risk of hiring people that may not deliver our mandate. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Okay, if you understand that, I would like you to listen to the minister then, because the minister has got some quite interesting things when he said this.
In this instance. And I have no doubt that as the PwC investigation continues and the results are publicly released, it will be senior politicians and officials who are exposed. Let me be clear, I will not be deterred by smear campaigns or political pressure or even threats against my life. My mandate is to clean up the department and to make it an economic delivery unit. And that is exactly what I intend to do relentlessly. And despite the noise and the intimidation I've experienced, we remain determined to reach our goals. Ladies and gentlemen, I can now reveal that I have received feedback from the department and PwC that in February this year, at an introductory meeting between the PwC investigators and the board of the IDT, various officials and trustees who were appointed prior to my tenure made unjustified demands as prerequisites to cooperating with the investigation. These included that the department must obtain prior approval from the Department of Health and that the department provide the IDT with the investigation's full term of reference. They stated the view that the department has no legal right to arrange for the investigation by PwC, demonstrating a shocking disregard for accountability. This is documented in the minutes of the meeting that I have now obtained. In a briefing with the PwC investigations on this last Friday, they informed me that as a result of the delay caused by these demands, they have only just received documentation from the IDT a day or two earlier, and that the information that they had requested was in fact incomplete. If there is nothing to hide, why not comply with an investigation which will help to reveal the truth? I am further advised that the investigation is only 25% complete despite starting in January of 2025. It should have been completed already, and had it not been for these delays. However, I do believe that the final report will be made available to myself as the Minister by the end of May 2025, whereby I will make it available to the President, Public and Cabinet. This past week, following a formal application to the Master of the High Court, 5 new trustees have now been appointed to the IDT, on top of the 2 ministerial appointments that were made earlier, ensuring that there are no vacancies at the IDT for the first time in more than 18 months, or since October 2023. The board now has the legal standing and institutional strength to fulfill its governance obligations and provide the required oversight. An application has now been launched against myself and the board in the Gauteng High Court by 2 entities where they seek to suspend and then set aside the appointments of the 5 members who filled the vacancies on the IDT board. This despite how urgently these appointments are needed in the circumstances. The application is, however, based on meritless grounds, and I am fairly confident that it will be dismissed. I will be responding to them formally in due course in those proceedings. The same entities have also taken to social media to spread meritless accusations and to litigate these issues in the public domain to seek sympathy. I also want to say it's disappointing to see in the Sunday World this morning that the Black Business Council, who I have much regard for, has unfortunately also fallen into this trap as well. However, I want to emphasize that in my view, it's not a coincidence that the litigation comes in the context of the fight back that I have set out. The board will be meeting tomorrow to elect a new chairperson, and I urge them to ensure full compliance by all members and the executives with the PwC investigation. I also wish the board members well as they assist the board in embarking on the critical task of cleaning up the agency and restoring the IDT to its rightful position in delivering quality social infrastructure on time and on budget. And I look forward to the swift conclusion of the PwC independent investigation to ensure accountability, including potential criminal prosecution where necessary. Today, I would also like to announce that I'll be recommending to the board that they authorize lifestyle audits across senior personnel of the IDT. Furthermore, I can also reveal that the department is on track to ensure that the interview and selection process for the next board, whose term begins on the 5th of July 2025, will be completed on time to allow for a seamless and smooth transition. Ladies and gentlemen, I am also deeply concerned about the fresh revelations and allegations of tender rigging to favour companies as revealed by Amma Bongani this week. The reports show possible bid rigging and a 436 million rand project set for road rehabilitation in KwaZulu-Natal, with key documentation possibly being ignored. As I have detailed above, we have faced an active fight back as we work to clean up the IDT and restore good governance at the agency. It has not been easy, especially when one is accused of corruption and being subjected to very serious character assassinations. But, despite the difficulties, I will remain resolute in my commitment to the people of South Africa and to building a better South Africa. We will not be determined, we will not be distracted. I urge South Africans to keep this in mind over the next few weeks and months ahead. Remember that there are vested interests which are against our attempts to stop corruption and save public money. But I don't serve them. I serve you, the people of South Africa. The fight back would not be as coordinated and sophisticated if the individuals did not have so much to lose. And I have no doubt that there will be names and faces to those losers in time to come. But despite the political noise, the fight back, and the manufactured outrage, I am proud to say today that progress is being made. We now have a fully appointed board capable of performing all of its functions. We have a credible, independent investigation that is underway. And we have a department and an executive authority who is determined to root out corruption, and a public that deserves nothing less. I want to thank all of those public officials, those people who have been brave enough to come forward.
Okay, so let's proceed. We will then proceed and we will say the following. I wanted to read the EFF letter. The EFF then have written a letter about Minister Dean McPherson with DA. They are saying, no, we're not a nepotism. We're not this thing of hiring people that belongs to the ANC, or sorry, to the DA one way or the other. But then I'll deviate a bit from my point and I'll tell you why. The ANC says, Economic Freedom Fighter, EFF, strongly condemns the blatant and irregular appointment being forced through by the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, Dean McPherson, to senior position in government. While there is looming doubt over the Democratic Alliance, DA continued stay in the so-called GNU, National Government of National Unity, GNU, in a desperate attempt to enrich political patronage in senior position before the speculated exit of the DA from the government, McPherson has embarked on a mission to appoint unqualified individuals who are aligned to the DA into key roles without due processes. The minister is abusing newly issued circular from the Department of Public Works and Administration, DPCA, which removes the requirement for consultation with the Minister of Public Service and Administration on contract appointment. This reckless maneuver is being exploited to sideline the transparent recruitment processes and impose hand-picked alliance into critical government positions. The following appointments are as center of this unlawful interference. They say, number 1, Cian Cox, currently irregular, appointed through the DBCA as Chief Director of Stakeholder Management in the DG's office. The minister is now pressuring HR to immediately appoint him on a 12-month contract as Chief Director in the DG office, despite his lack of qualification for the position. Cian Cox is a former official on the DA-led Tshwane administration under Mayor Silas Brink, and is therefore being awarded for his political ties rather than competence. Wait a minute. 2, Michelle Watford, currently the minister's chief of staff. The minister is pressuring HR to appoint him as chief director of intergovernmental relationships, IGR, bypassing all the proper recruitment processes. 3, James de Villiers, currently serving as a minister's media liaison officer. The minister is now unlawfully maneuvering to appoint him as a director of communications for 2 years without any competitive process. 4, Luke Albert, presently a parliamentary liaison officer to the minister. The minister is attempting to place him as deputy director in the DG's office, and once again without following due processes. Hey! This appointment exposed the GNU's true nature. Corrupt arrangement where political allies prioritize cronyism over merit. It is unacceptable that a critical department like Public Works, which is supposed to serve the people by ensuring infrastructure development and job creation, is being turned into a patronage network for DA linkage individuals. The EFF demands that all recruitment for the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure be conducted transparently, fairly, and based on qualification and merit. We will not allow the minister to manipulate state institutions to benefit political allies while millions of South Africans remain unemployed and deprived of opportunities. We call on the Public Service Commission, PSC, to urgently intervene and stop this unlawful interference in the hiring process. If this irregular appointment proceeds, the EFF will explore all legal and parliamentary avenue to hold the minister accountable. Wow, quite interesting. Yeah, quite interesting. But yeah, it still begs the question though. The question is, if you are ANC, you want to perpetuate your ANC agenda. Don't you think the easiest way out is to hire people who are inclined to the ANC? So who are ANC at heart. They may have PhD in what, graduate of what, but the bottom line is that they call it what? My blood is what? That color, man, gold and what? Black and gold, I don't know. But yeah, they call it that way. Could it be that becomes a key thing in terms of that? Yeah. I'm also asking myself, if EFF was involved in that department, would it hire people that they know exactly that at heart they are not pro EFF? Or sometimes you need people who are principled. You need people who can stand firm on principle, whether they are for you or against you, but they need to stand firm on principle. Will the ANC the EFF will hire people who are pro ANC at heart in key positions? So I'm saying, I think even if it was MK Party for that matter, I don't think they would have done that. I think they will hire people based on alliance. I'm just being fair, guys, right? I'm just being fair. But yeah, I'm a man born and subject to correction. Let's leave it here for now, with the hope that we shall see each other on the next episode. But until that next episode, good people, please take care.